Everybody, welcome back to the Investor Shed podcast. If you haven't been here before, be prepared to be slightly unentertained. I'm Nick Beveridge, here with my co-host, Jeremy Kitchen.
Nick Beveridge, by the way, is the man of many tank tops. Right before the show started, Nick's like, "Do you want me to go grab you a tank top? I've got several."
Well, I got a few in Mexico when we were there a few months ago.
So if you ever need a tank top, hit up your buddy Nick Beveridge.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today? You've already lost everybody because you're like the most unentertaining podcast. Like, I want to come out with happy energy.
I thought that was. I said slightly, not completely.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So,
I mean, you keep your expectations low for this one, guys.
Right, but not like so low that you tune out.
Yeah.
There's a fine line there.
So there's a stat out there saying that 80% or more of millionaires are first generation.
Okay.
And so that means the majority of millionaires these days were at one time broke.
That's true.
The majority, like 8 out of 10.
Right.
And here's another interesting stat. Second generation millionaires, people that inherit money, 70% squander their cash.
Oh.
70%.
Interesting stats. Where'd you find these?
It was a recent coffee hour podcast. Somebody else's stats.
Thanks. That's okay.
I borrow stats.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the world is. You borrow stats.
It basically reinforced the idea that there's no real such thing as a silver spoon.
Sure.
I mean, it's only silver for so long before it becomes tarnished.
Yeah.
So you really got to work on your education.
What an analogy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you can
because
still
money will
like,
find its way around incompetence.
It will.
You know.
Yeah.
So today I'm simply good. I think it'd be a fun topic to just talk about how we were broke most of our lives and what that was like. And then for those that are still in this, I guess this is going to be a more valuable episode, hopefully, to the people that are still struggling financially.
Yeah.
Because we want to talk about what it's like these days not having to struggle financially, not having to worry about paying your bills in general.
Yeah.
But the different types of struggles that we currently face,
sure,
which are made up,
yeah,
but it's what a lot of people go through. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like talking about money.
I like talking about money too.
Yeah,
I think this is a good topic.
Yeah,
and if it's not, it will do just as bad as most of our episodes.
We're gonna swing this thing into the ether, basically, and if it finds you, great. If not, well, we've got content for later.
Yeah. And Jeremy and I, we both have some pretty damn good experience of being broke as fuck.
Yeah, we do.
I lived out of my car for a while, for about 6 months. I did not go to college. I was never really taught about money.
You went to college for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I did go to college, but the college I went for like a month or two.
Yeah. Same with me. Like I did two photo classes and then dropped.
Yeah. I took a photo class. This was my schedule in college. I took mountaineering, wilderness survival. That's a second class, by the way. A guitar, digital photography. And then there was another one. But it was along those lines.
Yeah.
Snowboarding.
Okay.
That was it.
It sounds like recreational. Class. Like you weren't being there to be like educated. You were there to do your recreational activities.
At the time in my life, I just felt like, I think these topics might value my life more than English.
Sure.
Or math. I'm like, I already know how to do basic math, and that's pretty much all you need in this world.
I've got a calculator everywhere I go. I'm not really worried about it.
I was very opinionated. And I don't think I was completely wrong either. No. I felt like those classes I took were pretty helpful at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ever get stuck in the wild, I think I have a slight edge compared to some people.
Yeah, that's true.
But what about you?
Yeah, I mean, like we had different levels of broke. Obviously, I think I never had like a rock bottom moment. Yeah, but I skimmed that surface a few times. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Just living with my brother, being a single dad, no income from other parent or anything like that, and just trying to raise a kid and all that comes with that.
That's pretty low.
Daycare. And like, yeah.
So you were burdened by huge responsibilities with very little resources.
Right. And what ended up happening was, credit card debt started to accumulate, of course.
Yeah.
Like I was paying my bills, but then like some of them were just like, I gotta be using credit card, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But then before you know it, like you're just like in $20,000 of credit card debt, which isn't a lot to a lot of people, but it was a lot to me.
How long did you live with your brother?
I lived with my brother for probably 8 years, 7 years.
Yeah. So good, almost a decade.
Yeah.
And then you raised your daughter too the whole time you were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how old were you when you bought your first house?
I was, let's see, it's 2025 to 2021, 34.
34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So that's actually very historically typical. It's
Yeah.
The stats are getting worse,
Right.
but historically most American males typically buy their first house and start a family around 33.
Cool.
So you weren't too far
party,
off.
but yeah.
You were late by like a year. Right. But actually, I think you're early compared to. I'm sure new stats are going to come around because I heard that is falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
Especially the last few years as real estate's gotten a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
And
affordability is a big problem for like buying a house, of course.
Yeah.
So.
But we also have an issue with a lot of young adults that just don't know how to do life at all.
It's true. But to be fair, like, did we know how to do life in our 20s? We thought we did.
No, but I felt like we got out more.
That's true.
I feel like there's a huge generation of kids that are just still staying at home and not getting a good suntan.
Yeah. These kids need to get their suntans.
Well, it's helpful to live.
Is it?
Yeah, you need the sun's energy.
Okay.
You need natural vitamin D.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's good for your attitude, too.
It is good for your attitude. It's weird, like the sun is good for you, but it also, like, if you stay out in it too long, it will cause you skin cancer.
And if you drink too much water, you'll die.
I know, but, like, it's a funny,
like,
like,
it doesn't
line,
mean that you shouldn't be hydrated.
Go outside, but don't go out too long.
Well, don't be an idiot about it. Well, you're not a lobster.
Kids don't know how to not be idiots.
Well, they will never know until they do some idiot things and learn from those.
It's true.
And I think that's the best way to learn is like through trial and error.
Oh, yeah.
And going out there and getting yourself thrown to the wolves here and there.
Yeah.
And surviving a wolf encounter.
Right.
That's what they did in the Spartan Age.
Okay. Yeah. Is it?
Right. I saw 300.
Okay. Yeah. Historically accurate film.
Yeah.
Plenty of abs. No, I think you're right, though. Like, I think kids need these experiences. And, like, you know, speaking from our own experiences, like, yeah, getting out and, like, doing life is what taught me about life. Yeah. And, like, actually being thrown into the thick of it, like, all right, dude, you just got to figure out how to survive.
Yeah. And I might have been thrown a little too hard or threw myself into things a little too hard, more than the average person. I think the average person didn't live out of their car for 6 months.
Yep.
And yada, yada, yada. But I kind of go extreme one way or the other.
That is true. You do that.
I feel like I've mellowed out a lot over the last few years. Slightly.
It's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
I don't think you've mellowed out. I think you've transferred your crazy into a different vessel.
A different crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. But I have learned a lot.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about finances and it seems like everything kind of relates.
Yeah.
Like the more disciplined you are, the better things work out long term with almost everything.
That's true.
Yeah. In past episodes we joke around that I got into option trading a lot. And it is I can kind of tell like in the back of my mind like this isn't a good thing, like making this kind of money for doing nothing.
Right.
And it does kind of feel like gambling.
Sure.
And what I learned was you can lose a lot of money option trading while still most of your trades work out really well.
Sure.
Because I think like 70 to 80% of my trades were profitable.
Yeah.
But the few times that it wasn't, overall big losses.
Right.
And I got to stop doing it. Honestly, I just stick with regular stocks, swing trading.
You do swing trading. I'm just like buy and hold stock guy.
Yeah. Well, the day trade. So it was the day trading that got me in trouble.
Right.
Not in trouble. Nobody knows, but in trouble with myself.
Yeah.
Like, hey, kids, stop it.
When you realize this is the problem and you get to that point, you're like, oh, I've taken this too far.
Yeah. There are no real shortcuts.
Right.
With anything, it seems like, even when it comes to trying to get rich quick in a day.
Sure.
It could have serious consequences to your bank account.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Well, let's just leave it at that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll tell you. Okay. So, let's say, quick backstory of my stock trading. I'm not a big stock guy. I've never was. I was always a big real estate guy.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, the last year or so, I've been more interested because I've seen my stock portfolio go up a lot, mostly thanks to Tesla. I bought a lot of Tesla stock when it was like in the mid 100s.
Right.
And traded in and out of it for the last couple of years. You know, anytime I see it go low, I'll buy more. Anytime I see it go a little high, might sell half and keep half in cash and wait for the next dip. And I was able to grow this thing to about $30,000 earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometime in the late spring, early summer, just a couple months ago, I had around what I have now, which is like $33,000 or so.
Okay.
And I just went all in on I don't know why. One day I just decided to get distracted because I had no flips to work on because other contractors were working on them. And I had an afternoon to just ask
distraction
ChatGPT.
is such a killer. Yeah.
Yeah. I had an afternoon to just ask ChatGPT, hey, I've got this money in the stock market. Knowing all that you know, how can I grow this to $300,000 like within a year? And it was like, yeah, we don't recommend that. I'm like, yeah, but how do you do it?
That's the thing with you and AI. Like you will get it to give you an answer no matter what.
Right. And it did. And it taught me about option trading.
Mm-hmm.
And the unfortunate thing was the first week, it was kind of scary because it had me investing. It had me like selling a lot of my stable stuff and then having a bunch of cash available to start doing option trading daily.
Gotcha.
And the first few trades that it had me do, like the next day after I did it, I saw those balances like go down in half, and I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Yeah.
But then the next day, when it said like, you know, set to sell this way, the day after that, it went through, and I actually made like 20% on 10 grand, or I made like $2,000,
yeah,
something like that. And I was just like, "Holy crap!
Ooh,
AI's right."
Mm-hmm.
And this is some sort of a secret.
You've got the bug.
And, yeah. And then all of a sudden it was like gambling. Mm-hmm. And for the last couple of months, I was in and out of a bunch of option trades.
Yeah.
And I grew it from 33-ish thousand, about where it is now, to, and just 2 weeks ago, I would say 2-3 weeks ago, I got it up to a little over 50,000.
Nice.
So I grew almost $20,000 off of
without putting any more money in, right?
No, I still have never put any more money in.
Okay.
Been playing with house money.
Yep.
But over the last couple of weeks, these trades that I would make, if I was wrong, I would lose like $5,000, just like that.
Yeah.
And one day I lost $10,000. The next week, I got almost all of it back.
Right.
And then I would lose it again. And now I'm down to 33. I actually went down to like 29 last week.
Sure.
And then I decided I've got to stop this. It's some sort of, it's like a gambling problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't be doing this. Because I remember I spent like a day with my wife going up to clean a house, and I had her drive so that I can trade options on the way up there.
Yeah.
And like within that hour and a half drive up north, I remember making like $230 or so off of 7 different trades with it that I would go in and out of up there, and risking much less money.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, this is the way to do it. I'm like, just be way less risky. Don't invest too much.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, I think I was only investing $400 at a time or so.
Sure.
But I was able to be in and out enough to make that. And then the next day, I'm like, well, let's go a little heavier. And then it was like almost the next day where I lost like $10,000 just by going in too deep. I'm like, oh, it's down low. Go buy harder if it's down low. And like, and you just, and there's no real logic to it.
Sure.
Is what I've learned. It is purely luck. You don't know when a stock's going up or down exactly.
Right.
You're going to be either too early or too late.
Right.
And a lot of it is luck, or, you know, making sure that you are, if it's trending downward, being okay with taking a little bit of a loss instead of a total loss.
Yeah.
I don't recommend option trading.
Right.
It is seriously just gambling.
Yeah. Okay.
And it took me a month and a half or so to learn that, by making a bunch, losing a bunch, making a bunch, losing a bunch, making a little, losing a bunch again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm kind of back to where I started a couple of months ago. And I've just got to be like, okay, this is such a distraction. It's such a mind fuck. And it's, I don't know how much money it cost me just by distracting me from actually real estate work.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. What has your price been on these options, right? Like, yeah, you've made a little bit, you've lost a little bit, but I agree with you. I think like the way that you've been doing it has almost became sort of a gamble.
Yeah.
Right.
And another thing is, you know, typically how you make good large sums of money is providing value in the market. And I'm not trading options. You're not providing any value. You're just trying to extract money from the system.
Which other people do it, and I'm sure they have success, but just...
Well, of course they do.
There's a reason why it's around, because it does work, I think. But you have to be pretty smart.
But I think the most successful people, I could be wrong about this, but I think the most successful people, they do long puts and long options to where they kind of see where a company is going long term, and they put their options, a couple years out or a year out, that and they pay a hefty premium for that, and they also use it as a hedge sometimes if something's not going to work. They also have puts. Which like long-term shorts, just in case. And they kind of use these as mechanisms to make sure that they can have a steady growth by investing in an operator, not necessarily.
What a wild system the stock market is. I've learned more about the stock market in the last 2 weeks with you than I have my entire life. Because all I do is I put money into my Vanguard, I put money into a bond account, and I'm like, okay,
there you go.
That will be there forever.
And you probably make more than I did the last couple months.
The numbers are up on the stuff, and that's not typical, of course. They always say results aren't typical. You can't look at past value, but I believe it will continue to go in an upward trend unless something catastrophic happens to the entire world, which is why my S&P 500 and total market funds are they're pretty high, because things are decent right now.
Yeah. So I've got a new plan.
Okay, tell me this.
And my new plan is to not trade options anymore.
I love it.
And just don't do it. Just try not to get, because it is a weird addiction. It's like, drinking or whatever.
Can I buy an option on you not buying options anymore? So then if you buy options, I get paid?
Well, can I put a put against that?
You're already losing.
Yeah. So I've got, I went through a journey in my head over the last couple of months, because I've just been irresponsible again. Fortunately, I'm in a position where I can be a little irresponsible. I mean, I'm not putting my family at risk, because we have enough cash flow coming in to pay the bare necessities and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when you become, and I'm not the only one here, when you start becoming a little bit more successful financially, your problems, you will still have financial problems in your head. You will make them up, and you will think you have to have certain things, or have to protect against certain things, and your paranoia goes up a little bit sometimes.
Part of it's that lifestyle creep too, right? The more money you make,
100%.
The more money you are just apt to spend, and it's not exactly even on bad stuff. Some of the stuff is on good stuff. I started making money. I'm I need insurance. I started making more money. I need to do this, and and then it just puts me right back in the same place I was, because I'm not actually holding on to my cash anymore.
Totally. And when I was a younger guy and I had one little mortgage, one little house, and I didn't have to provide for kids or anybody else, or, a wife's lifestyle or anything like that, I remember getting along just fine with $2,000 a month.
I don't think we could do it nowadays.
No.
With inflation and
No, I mean, I need at least $10,000 a month just to keep up my lifestyle. It seems like sometimes, just because we just spend for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I want to say
I think there can be. I think you have to constantly watch it.
Yes.
With somebody like me and my family, we have to pull back every couple of months, because you set up these subscriptions, it seems like, and then you start not even using what you're paying for, and those are the things you have to go watch out for, and reel them back in, if that makes sense.
It absolutely makes sense. But on the same vein of that, you've made a lot of money. Your rentals are supporting your lifestyle. Your realtor life is supporting your lifestyle. You should be able to relax and enjoy your life. But also, I think you're right. We don't have. I don't have an accountant telling me where I can spend my money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people have budgets, and it's all done through a company. They plan for them, and I think that's really cool. I just don't think I need that at the moment.
Yeah.
Because again, that's another fee, right? I got to pay somebody $1,000 a month to manage my money. Why don't I just spend the $1,000 I have?
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to make on that point of where you just invent problems. I had legitimate problems growing up, not having enough money, where I had to come up with rent money, know, and I've been self-employed most of my life. So it's always been a big fear of mine. If I'm not, It's only been recently, the last few years, where I've had stable rental income coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my adult life has been unstable income where I really have to hustle.
Yeah.
And that fear keeps me ahead.
That's true.
I'm like, oh shoot, I have to make this money or else.
Right.
And lately, I about a year ago was like the most zen moment ever, because I was doing really good financially.
Yeah.
And finally started cash flowing on properties, and I didn't have a bunch of overwhelming projects.
Right.
Didn't have a bunch of overhead.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last couple of months, I took on building a cabin.
Yes, you did.
With no money. No extra money.
Yeah.
No extra money. But I decided we've got to spend $250,000 on this cabin,
mm-hmm.
or my life's not going to be perfect. That's
weird problem that you've
made
up, right?
Like, crap, now I got to go make all this money because I'm building this cabin in an hour and 15 minutes away that I'll probably visit just a couple times a year.
which like on a baseline, like that's not that big of a problem. Like you being like, okay, I bought this thing, now I need to go make money to do it, is not a huge burden, because like you know how to make money, you know how money works.
No.
Like you know that you could reasonably do that if no other distractions came in.
Right. But the funny thing is, I feel like sometimes I'm just as stressed as when I was trying to make rent. But I'm in the same kind of mindset, like, crap, look at what I put myself into.
Right. Well, comfort creates complacency, you know what I mean? So, like, if you get comfortable, like, you're just going to do what you do, and you're going to go buy and spend more money. Versus, like, I think you have that, like, the hunter mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you always have to be going for your next thing. Yeah. You always have to be out.
And I let meat spoil.
Yeah, and you let meat spoil that's, like, perfectly good meat in your house.
I know. Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are guilty of that, by the way. I think, like, once, if I stop working and if I stop doing things, there is, like, an inherent thing in my head to, like, I should go spend some money. I've worked really hard. I'm stopping. Now, where can I go spend this?
Yeah.
So it's like,
going to spend too much.
Right.
Like,
and in my head, I'm like, maybe I just fucking work nonstop so I don't have this problem.
And work could be a great distraction to not spend money.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I show up, though, to the office, I spend more money than if I would have just stayed home.
Sure.
And played No Man's Sky, which you can get lost in, by the way. I was up pretty late trying to find sodium nitrate.
Mm-hmm. Was this last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't realize I have to make it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just got to go to the bottom of an ocean and mine these crystals. And then you can convert it with fuel with your refinery to get your sodium nitrate.
I don't know if
those
you can
are
play that together. I should get back on Xbox Live and see if I can join your game on that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd spend a lot less money being out and about.
Yeah.
Because like every weekend, if I'm going to Lowe's, I'm buying something for myself too. I bought a new tote for my tools.
You bought me something from Lowe's this weekend. You bought my wife something from Lowe's.
Well, happy birthday. We didn't say that on the podcast, and neither did anyone in the comments. Happy birthday, Jeremy Kitchen.
Thank you. It is not my birthday.
Well, it was a couple days ago, and no one said anything.
No one said anything.
I'm sorry.
Also, I don't put my my birthday on Facebook.
Why?
Because it's a lot.
All the happy birthday texts you get and stuff.
And I feel like I feel guilty.
I think I ignored it this last week or last year.
Yeah. You can just turn it off so it's like not on your profile, and then you don't get like people who you haven't talked to in 18 years being like, happy birthday, how are you?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Just find everybody. I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you want?
Who are you?
Yeah. No, but like spending money, I think you're right. Like I think distractions, like if you get distracted, I think we are more apt to go on a spending spree.
Yeah. I found that it's easier for me to spend money and make money than to try not to spend and try not to do anything.
Yeah.
And that's, lifestyle creep.
Mm-hmm.
You said it just right. It's me, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to keep your grass perfect, trying to do all these things. And I think I've just accepted it. I'm like, it's okay.
It is.
I'm fine being busy, but I know I could retire right now if I wanted to and shut everything down and just stay at home and play No Man's Sky forever. But I feel like my lifestyle, just because I would be supported by my, passive income, I feel like my life would get worse.
How do you think your mental health would be?
I'm sure it would decay like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do. Like, I'm scared to take a vacation. I'm not even kidding. Like,
vacations, I think, are pretty nice.
Yeah.
Keep it to just 5 nights or something like that.
Sure.
4 or 5 nights and just go to Mexico.
But even that, like, in my head, I'm like, okay, is that like $2,000 I want to spend right now on a thing?
Well, I mean, I feel we go a couple times a year.
Yeah, and I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, like,
and every time, it's nice to come back home. And I feel like you always appreciate what you have when you come back home from vacation, because you're just, well, maybe I don't know about you.
Sure.
But I love my house.
Yeah.
And I love my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And being away from it for a few days on vacation, and then getting to come back to it, you just get this overwhelming sense of new appreciation for where you are in life and your house and everything.
Okay.
That's the way I feel. I feel like we should go on crummier vacations. Yeah. That way we feel it even better.
Go to the slums in Detroit or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Feel real bad about ourselves and then come back and, like...
I would like to go somewhere other than Mexico soon.
Okay.
Like visit the actual, Kentucky or something like that. It'd be great.
Kentucky Derby. That'd be great.
Yeah. Why not? I've seen Mexico several times. The water's blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's
the resorts have things
nice.
Where it's
you can get Miller Lite anywhere.
Okay. And that could just be me, because I am in such a, like, go mentality right now.
Yeah. Hey, quick commercial break here. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really do appreciate it. If you want to give back, let me help you buy a house, or I can help you sell a house. It's the only way I make money when I'm not investing in real estate. I don't make money on this podcast or the events I do, but I do make money only when I help people buy and sell houses. So if you're looking for your next investment and you're here in North Idaho, I want to help you personally. If you are not in North Idaho, I can still help you out. I have a vast network of referral partners all across the country, and I can find the right real estate investor savvy agent for you, so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you for your support. Back to the show.
Yeah, like putting on the brakes is it's scary sometimes.
But you're in your business is in growth phase,
mm-hmm.
or what phase would you say your business is?
What are the phases?
You're an operator. Well, it depends on what system you're looking at.
Sure.
If you're looking at like the Dave Ramsey system, you're probably in the Trailblazer phase,
right?
Which is like phase 1,
right? And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Where you're doing everything,
mm-hmm.
but you're building something.
Yeah.
Do you plan? What? We haven't talked about this in a while, but what are your long-term plans with GingerSnap? Have you thought about it much, or are you still not really sure and you're fine with that?
I feel like I'm not really sure at the moment, and I am fine with it.
Yeah.
I do feel like, speaking of this Trailblazer system, like, it feels like I've thrown a bunch of logs on the fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's very hot right now.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, it's go, right? And again, like I'm going to continue to try to make the money while the money's there. Who knows how long I'm going to run it?
Yeah.
I could experience complete and total burnout in 2 years. I don't know.
When you have a busy day, do you feel fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel good.
You don't feel like this isn't good for my health?
I feel like there's a fine line between busy and over encumbered with work.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like on a busy day where I'm doing like 2 to 4 shoots, I'm like, okay, I got this. But then other people start wanting videos and travel and all these things. And I'm getting back at 7 p.m. trying to get stuff imported. That's when I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay. So sometimes your days can be longer than you want them to.
Yeah.
A little uncontrollably, or?
Yeah, a little uncontrollably. I do try to manage it, but obviously realtor clients I love them. Some of the most neediest people in the world.
Yeah.
And like the business I'm in is like, I either take care of my clients or somebody else will.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time to.
Those are your clients.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's who they are.
I know exactly. No hard feelings about that or anything. It's just if I'm not available, they will find somebody else who is.
Yeah,
and nothing wrong with that. Again,
how many clients would you say you have at this point? If you had to guess, do you not know yet? Do you have a database?
I've got a database
for someone to take over if you had to one day. If you got ill,
mm-hmm.
or if you broke your arms, something random, and somebody had to take over your business, do you feel like someone could step right in, or would you be a little screwed?
I feel like someone could step right in, other than the training on how I actually take the photos and send them out, which is a very easy thing to show.
Yeah.
I just don't have like a standard operating procedure or anything like that.
Yeah.
But as far as like total clients, it's hard to know because some people use me once and they never use me again.
Yeah.
Some people use me 5 times a week. Some people use me 3 times a month, right? So like what constitutes a client at that point?
Some people cancel on you before you can get out to Bonner's Ferry.
Some people cancel. You gave me adequate notice. I'm not
okay.
mad.
Good.
No, we're good. In the hundreds.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
If you had to guess, how many are on average are repeats of that? Like if you had to guess a percentage.
Like if like people who use me constantly for all their stuff with like a loyalty factor of like, I know you'll call me for listings type of thing, right? 30 to 40.
30 to 40%?
Yeah.
Or 30 to 40 people?
Probably 30 to 40%. Most of my business is repeat business.
Okay.
Like once they use me,
that's what I'm asking. Is
Okay.
that's your 30 to 40% is repeat business,
Yeah.
or is it higher than that?
probably higher than that now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Most of the
I was
times
gonna
I'm
be
doing
wow,
like
half your business is all new business.
Yeah. No, it's more like 70% that are repeat.
Okay. So if you had 10 shoots, 3 of them are people you've never dealt with before.
Okay, now that we're putting numbers on it, it's more
If you
like
had to guess.
yeah. If we're doing that kind of scenario, I would say probably 80 to 80 90.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the times I'm doing shoots for somebody who's already been set up.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to train your clients.
Right.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Like I could look at my
About
shoots this week.
expectations and all that stuff.
I could look at my shoots this week, and I'm pretty sure I've done business with all of them already.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next thing you have to implement in your business that you have been slacking on that you really want to?
Man, if I had to guess, it'd be admin.
Okay.
Just somebody who can answer calls and schedule things while I'm out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like, I go out in the middle of nowhere and I can't take a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that.
Do most people call you for appointments still, or do they book online?
I try to have them call me.
Okay.
The booking online is okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take into account, like, I'm doing a podcast on Friday morning or on Monday mornings and Friday mornings.
Right.
It doesn't take into account drive times from other shoots.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you
so
have to
like,
figure that out.
Yeah. So like, if I have a shoot up in Newport, somebody can go online and book in Plummer a half hour later because the system's like, oh, you're available. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So you have to call them and be like, hey, actually, I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, it does put it, so the system's really good at putting it into a pending status. So as soon as it says like, hey, by the way, like photographer still needs to confirm this, please.
Okay, so that's good. So someone can still book online, and it's just not confirmed until you got to make sure it's going to work.
Exactly.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And if most of the time my clients are pretty cool. Like, hey, you requested 3 p.m. I can't actually be there at 3. We could do like 3:30, right? And then a lot of times people are pretty cool with that. So
yeah. What's it like having money, more money than what you've had in the past?
Interesting question. I know we're talking about this episode on like being broke.
Well, we're talking about this episode's mostly to those that are broke currently, right. and just giving them a sneak peek of like the realities of what it's like to actually be more than broke.
Right.
To have been broke and now you have money. Well, like, what's your lifestyle actually like?
It's not a ton different.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like there's still a fear in my head. Like active income is weird.
Okay.
So
with you, it's not different.
Right. It's not really different.
With me, it's tremendously different.
Sure. Well, I mean, all your stuff is like,
but it's more of a mindset.
It is more of a mindset. But like, again, like I am the single operator of this business. If I stop doing the business, the money stops coming in.
So you still have a big fear of the money can all just go away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a healthy fear, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an idiot. I know how I spend and I know my spending patterns. And if I were to shut everything down, I would be flat broke in probably 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
Like if I were to just stop everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that'd be an issue, especially with the newborn.
Right.
She's not that newborn anymore.
Toddler. Yeah. Daycare is expensive. Mortgage is expensive. Like these things add up pretty quick.
And your wife is expanding her business out of state now?
Mm-hmm.
What's that like?
I don't know. She just told me about it on Friday or Saturday. So
she just told you about it?
Yeah, they're just implementing it. So
okay.
It's great. I think she's going to do really cool things with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wants to franchise it out, and she's got partners who have these big grand ideas and they just want to push the gas on it. And I'm like, yeah, do it.
That's great.
Yeah. support that however I can, right?
Yeah.
Which means like,
Do you
supporting.
think you'd ever be involved in that? Or do you think she'll keep you away?
I don't think she wants me in her business, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think
there's nothing wrong with that.
We don't have the best, like, she knows what she wants for her business.
Yeah.
I know what I want for my business. So I think we just kind of just run parallel but separate.
Okay.
But who knows? I mean, I'd be open to something like that, but just really depends on what role she needs for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you're asking about like what it's like to have money. Again, like I feel like I'm pretty disciplined right now.
Yeah.
Where I take a lot of my earnings and I've just been like throwing them into other accounts. So
Yeah.
I'm still living like I don't have a ton of money.
You are.
Like this year I've already put.
You don't overspend. You still get coupons at Papa Murphy's.
I do. Yeah, I used my $16 coupon for my birthday. I'm not ashamed of that either.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm just it is interesting though. You're talking like we're two different people.
Yeah.
And we've both been severely broke.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're not. You're actually, I mean, you've got, if you had to, you can go to the bank and get a briefcase full of $100,000 if you wanted to.
Yep.
And so could I.
Mm-hmm.
But you act like you don't have that briefcase option. Unfortunately with me, I feel like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're two different people. So what it's like, I guess what I'm getting at, what it's like to actually finally have money,
mm-hmm.
It depends on your personality still.
It does.
And what you do with your money.
Right. And I know lifestyle creep is like a thing, and I'm sure like mine has creeped up in some ways. Again, it's hard when you've got a kid and a wife and a mortgage and daycare and all these things. Like there's not a lot of room to creep up if I want to grow my accounts at the same time. Right. Like I could go lavish. Like I don't want to buy a new car.
Right.
I promise you, I will
You've
ride
been doing
this
great
Prius.
at that. You've been riding that Prius for how long? How long have you had that thing?
2014, so 11 years. It's almost got 200,000 miles on it. Like I will ride it until it explodes.
I had no idea you were going to have that car that long. That's awesome.
I had no idea either, but then I leased it at the beginning and put a bunch of miles on it, and it was going to be like $10,000 to buy out the miles.
It still gets 50. Wonder how much money that thing saved you on fuel over
not
the last decade.
Not to mention with Ginger Snap, I get the mileage credit, so I get 70 cents a mile I drive. Right.
So you actually get more tax credits than what that car's cost you.
Yes,
in reality,
100%.
Yeah.
And with it getting such good gas mileage, like I get 50 miles a gallon, and then I'm getting 70 cents a mile.
Yeah,
to drive business trips. It almost feels like double dipping there.
Yeah,
because I've got a super fuel efficient car, and I'm getting a massive write off on the mileage, and I do a ton of miles.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and again, difference between me and you, I've had probably 10 cars since you've had that one.
Yeah,
and I have 2 right now. I don't need 2 cars, but it is nice. It's convenient.
Yeah.
But it's
again different strokes for different folks. Like you're saying, like you've got a truck, you're doing transporting materials and stuff.
Yeah, every once in a while I have to pull a trailer around and that kind of stuff. So it's
just nice having that.
But I don't have to have the car. But then the car is really nice because anytime, I mean, I get a lot of mileage on that thing and there's no fuel.
Yeah.
No gas. And I feel like that Tesla's paid me way more than what I've paid it.
Right. And like speaking of that, like I don't think you're out of your mind for having 2 vehicles. Like they both serve a purpose. They do.
Yeah. But most people don't have 2.
Right. You could survive on one.
Could survive on one for sure.
Which one would you keep if like someone's holding a gun to your Tesla and your truck?
Oh gosh.
Save one, the other dies.
I have to keep the car. I have to keep the Tesla.
I would too.
I mean, because I can still haul around most things with that.
You can also rent a truck if you need.
Tesla. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it does suck. I mean, I have a jet ski and a camper, so you can't pull that with the car.
How often do you pull that?
Lately a lot.
Yeah, good.
During the summer we go camping every other week.
Yeah.
And I would take that jet ski out a lot more, but it's behind my camper.
Yeah.
And moving the camper off the side of my house to get to the jet ski is just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I've only taken the jet ski out once this year, but I've gotten my mileage and my use out of that thing.
Cool.
Over the last few years.
Awesome.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that it's also it's more of a mindset than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I just started making money flipping houses, and just started, I think I had 2 rentals at the time.
Yeah.
I wasn't making a whole lot, but I thought, man, if I can just get a wave runner or jet ski,
yeah,
then I feel like I would have made it.
Okay.
So stupid.
Sure.
But I think I felt like I did kind of make it after that, after I got that thing.
Yeah.
Like, now I've got a toy. Like, what kind of broke person has a toy like this? Apparently a lot of people.
Apparently a lot of...
But I didn't think that growing up.
See, like, I never really had that mindset of like, once I get this toy,
yeah,
I will have made it.
Well, I'll just be in a different state.
Right.
You know,
You've leveled up basically a bit, right?
It's a level up.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer about surviving.
Right.
Month to month, but actually, hey, some of these spoils of war, like, instead of just all I do is make money just to pay the bills.
Right.
Finally, I put a little bit of money towards complete nonsense fun.
Yeah.
And which, that's not something most people do in that situation when they're broke. They usually just like they buy things that they can consume in their mouth that day.
Right. Consumerism is huge. Yeah.
Like the brokest people, they consume. As soon as they get money, they consume it.
Right.
And then the middle class, they typically buy liabilities that they think are assets.
Yeah.
So things like boats and stuff they actually have fun in general, the middle class. But all those things that they buy are making them poorer.
Right.
Because it's taking money from them every month and they just have to work harder. Then the rich people buy assets that typically appreciate in value.
Yep.
Or at least that's where they spend most of their focus, energy, and money.
Yeah.
Is they're buying assets that appreciate over time and spit out a little cash flow instead of take. Anyway, feel like I'm getting there.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
It's still a journey.
Yeah.
But it sure is nice to not have the stress of, shoot, can I pick up the check?
Right.
If I'm at Applebee's with a group of friends.
Right.
That is pick up the check.
Yeah.
Like, it's just you're at a different confidence level where that kind of stuff it's not consuming any of you can just have fun that evening and not be worried half the time that I wonder how big this check is going to be. I wonder how much
are they going to get drinks? Oh, no, that guy got appetizer.
Yeah. There's none of that, and you can actually live in the moment.
Cool.
Instead of just constantly living in fear that you're not sure if you're going to have enough.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I think, yeah, and I'm not there yet, by the way. Like, I mean, like, I don't think I could blindly go to a group of friends to Applebee's, which not an expensive restaurant.
This is a weird example we're giving, but I think it could apply.
Yeah, I don't think I'm at that point where I could like blindly do it. If I have a fund setup, of course, and I have money going into bank accounts. Like I have a FU fund money basically that says like, well, I can spend this on whatever I want. Yeah, I could do it, but then it's like it's deteriorating my savings, right? And it's like it would take a chunk out of the thing I'm trying to build.
But you make a few $100 a day.
Easy. Yeah.
So you could easily pick up a check,
sure,
if you wanted to. It's a mindset.
Yes, a mindset. I could. Yeah.
It's a mindset thing with you,
right? And yes, I could, but also like,
but you've been so conditioned that that's a waste.
It's not a waste. I have been heavily like trying to fund my investment accounts because I know like compound interest is a real thing.
Yeah.
The sooner I can get this money in, the sooner I can get it working for me, and I want these dollars to have jobs. You know what I mean? The dollar, and if I take the $500 I was going to put into my Roth or something like that, which is if you divide up $7,000 a year, divided by 12, you're like $528 a month or something like that. If I take that $528, like that's taking away from my goal. Yeah, I have. And my goal is to fill that cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, it's a little different because I'm still living kind of broke, I guess. Not exactly broke. Like I'm not like slumming it or anything like that, but like usually the first thing I try to do is like fund the thing.
Yeah.
I need to get this money working for me as soon as possible.
I've been impressed with you because you've been way more disciplined with money. And you know how to handle large chunks better than I thought you would. Because we grew up together and you were always, spending you'd max out your credit cards on cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah. Without
or a tattoo.
It's been a long time, but yeah.
But it seems like you've matured quite a bit financially, and I wish I had some of your attributes when it comes to that because I I am so irresponsible sometimes with money and I just waste it,
Mhm.
where I feel like you're a better cleanup crew
Do you-
with your change than I am.
Can I make
You know what I mean?
what worked for me
Yeah.
is getting it out of my hands as soon as possible.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because if I let money sit in my bank account, and I shit you not, like after all my bills are paid and all my investments are paid,
Pokemon cards.
yeah, like after everything's been funded,
Yeah.
let's get to that. After everything's funded, I blow the rest.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not like
I can relate.
yeah, but
I blow it on what I think are investments.
Right.
Almost always, like 90% of what I spend my money on is what I think are investments.
Sure.
Most of the time, they are investments.
Right.
But like I bought Bonk the other day.
Bonk.
It's some crypto dog meme coin, but it's what ChatGPT
Is it
recommended.
BONK? Bonk.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah. It's stupid. It's like one of the Shiba coins or
Sure.
whatever that is.
Okay.
But I had like an extra $80 sitting in my Coinbase account. Or no, it was Gemini account. I just had some random money there. I'm like, I didn't know I had any USD.
Yeah.
I hate the USD. And this is me. This is probably why I spend money so fast, because deep down in my soul, I hate having the US dollars in my account, because I know every year they lose 10%.
Sure.
And so I'm constantly I'm throwing it at whatever is not the US dollar.
Right.
Is that real estate? Is that bonk? Is that is that Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Is it Tesla stock? And by the way, I have Tesla stock. I purchased some today automatically. I've been purchasing it automatically for like 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
Every Monday, $45 every Monday gets invested, whether I like it or not.
Yeah.
And I've and also, like you said, regular investments. Silver. I'm on a silver subscription, $150 a month.
Yep.
Whether I like it or not, I have come to my house with coins.
Yeah.
So I have some of these random things, but I do have this deep disdain for the US dollar, knowing that it loses value. And I just think if anything that's not the US dollar that could potentially increase in value is what I want. And it takes me no effort to think about getting out of the US dollar as much as possible.
Right. Trading it for a physical, tangible thing as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Whether that's a good or bad thing.
Yeah, because I feel like that, if and when our US dollar ever implodes someday, we will still have stuff.
Right.
And
we
some
are
of
a
that stuff
consumer's nation for
will
sure.
lose value over time. Some of it will increase in value over time. I try to get the stuff that increases in value over time on a regular basis.
Yeah, I hear you. I know, like, you've been like heavily into Tesla, which it's not a terrible idea, but I just think like people who run the S&P 500 know more about stocks than me.
Yeah,
and
they've included Tesla in the.
They've included, so like every time I buy that, I'm buying a little piece of Tesla. It just allows me to diversify without having to think about it, because it's a mental weight having to like invest this stock stuff, to be honest with you. And you know that too, right? You're talking about these options, like it consumes your day.
That's just different. I mean, that's the option. So when you buy options, it is not an asset.
Right.
You're buying a contract that will go that has an expiration date.
Yeah.
That will go to zero if you don't get out or executing on that contract to purchase 100 shares per contract, which most of the options that you buy, you're controlling 6,000 shares of something that you couldn't afford.
Right.
So it's not like you're going to execute on that contract.
Yeah.
Especially if it doesn't work in your favor, because then you'll lose money if you purchase that much.
Yeah.
So like almost always options will eventually go to zero.
Sure.
Because they won't be executed on unless you trade out of them.
Yeah.
And it's all about timing. And if you get the timing right 80% of the time, you can still lose all your money. And that's what I learned, which sucks.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still lose all your money, of course, like since you're not a majority owner in Tesla, that could go to zero. Hypothetically, it's not going to, but like, do you understand how that could at the same time? You could lose all your stock market money. We've talked about this before as well.
Yeah, but I have a better, in my head, I believe that the US dollar will go to zero before Tesla shares.
Okay.
Because there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
because the dollar is on its way to zero.
Right.
It's been on its way ever since it turned into a fiat currency.
Right. Tesla's just doing new innovative stuff.
Tesla shares, they become more valuable over time as more people want them.
Right.
And as they grow as a company, and they're still in their growth phase. They're still kind of a newer-ish company.
Yeah.
I mean, they're almost 20 years old now, but
yeah,
they still have a long way to go. And with Optimus, this isn't a Tesla commercial, by the way. With Optimus and Robotaxi and stuff, Robotaxi's finally here.
Okay.
And it's actually working, and they're going to try to be in most U.S. cities by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It is working. They have somebody in the passenger seat as a safety person there, but that person's not going to be there forever.
Right.
And they're also on version 3 of their Optimus, which is their humanoid robot.
Okay.
Which that alone, they predict will, Tesla's about a $1 trillion market cap right now.
Right.
There's a lot out there that believe that Tesla will go to a $20 to $30 trillion market cap just by doing the math on how many humanoid robots they're probably going to sell over the next couple of decades.
Yeah.
Because it will be like the #1 product ever sold ever.
Sure.
Almost everybody's going to want a humanoid robot that can do anything for them.
Yeah.
An R2D2 or whatever the gold guy is.
Yeah, the C3PO. Yeah.
C3PO.
Yeah. little assistant. Ooh.
Yeah, but better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have a little bit more.
You believe in it.
I believe in that more than I believe the U.S. dollar.
I would agree with that. Yeah. That makes sense.
But I have a small fraction of my wealth in Tesla. I'm not betting all my eggs on it. I'm just when I think about companies to invest in, I want 80% of my money in that I have devoted to the stock market. Sure. Which is a small fraction of, it's like 10% of my net worth or less is in the stock market. Yeah. Most of it's in real estate, which I also you gotta be careful now. Yeah. Because now with AI and the future of building costs going down over time and stuff, housing costs could drop. They could a couple decades from now, like what Brandon Turner said. Yeah, you remember that? That's actually more scary. I'm actually more fearful of that happening long term than I am of Tesla going to zero. Right. If that makes sense.
It does. I think it's such a weird concept too. Like if humanoid robots take the work and they make our jobs easier, is that going to decrease the cost of the dollar? Because if goods are going to cost less, is that going to make the value of your houses go down too?
Well, it's going to be a supply issue.
Sure. Okay.
Because I think what the Tesla bots are going to help with the supply. Because and not just Tesla bots, there's all kinds of humanoid robots that are going to be made out there. But like one of the single ingredients that have been keeping a good, healthy growth, somewhat of a healthy growth of the world economy has been people. Sure. And half of it's labor. And how much can you do with labor? Yeah. When all of a sudden that just goes to, well, you can just hit the acceleration button and get all the labor done. And that's half the cost of stuff. Yeah. When all of a sudden you can have an infinite supply of something. Yeah. The value on that typically goes way down because people still want to make money on that supply. Right. And it would essentially drop when there's more supply, demand goes down because there's more of it. Sure. And that's with almost any product, including housing. Sure. And the bottleneck is going to be land. Yes. Land and development restrictions. So it could be a couple of decades before that's really affected because of that. Yeah. But once they figure that out, maybe they just build up.
Yeah, right. Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe they build down.
Maybe they build down. Exactly. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, and I think it will happen in our lifetimes. Sure. Something completely different going on with real estate. Yeah. In the next, 30, 50 years. Yeah. I think people will be living in different types of, hopefully they'll still be living in houses like this because it's nice and classic, but it might be completely different one day.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. Like we are at almost like this apex of hockey stick growth where like with this robot and AI stuff happening, like I think we're going to see like growth transcend what we thought was possible in the next few years.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also not just the construction of homes, but it's also the construction of the materials to build the homes. Yeah. That would go down over time too.
Yeah. You think a lot of this stuff could be 3D printed? Like, you think someone could like relatively 3D print a house?
You know, they've been 3D printing houses for years over in China.
Yeah.
With like recycled plastic or whatever that like squirts it out like a like a cake.
Yeah, like a
Have
cake
you seen
tube.
those?
Yeah. I have seen the there's this I don't know if it was true
but
or not.
They just haven't got the cost down.
Right.
enough.
I saw this machine basically, like, you know that the Fox block or whatever? It's the styrofoam with the cement in it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fox block. Yep.
Yeah. And I've seen, so my in-laws have that in their house.
Okay. That's some high quality stuff.
It's pretty cool. I've seen a video of like this machine coming by. It's basically a giant 3D printer that's spitting out concrete, and it's just like building their outer wall with concrete. And I'm like, incredible. Yeah.
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 But it hasn't dropped the cost enough,
right,
to make something.
But
like
I just saw that,
scale,
and I'm like, that's something that I think, like, I mean, the construction of the house, it may not be 2x4s anymore. It may be everyone goes to these concrete walls and stuff, and then have
maybe plastic.
Yeah, maybe
they scoop up all that plastic out of the ocean and turn it into some new 2x4s that are made of plastic. I wouldn't mind having a plastic 2x4s to work with, like if they're dependent on the material.
Yeah, I think if your house ever caught on fire, you're just going to die from all the toxic plastic,
or you just die anyway.
You die
because of the house fire. You
catch
on fire.
No,
wouldn't wood burn faster than plastic?
Yes, but also wood is like not toxic. It's toxic to breathe the smoke, of course, but it's not like a toxic.
Oh, it's toxic when you're in the smoke. You just die from the carbon or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But I see what you mean.
Yeah,
a little bit more heavy, poison heavy.
Yeah. And whereas the concrete is like it's flame proof.
Yeah. By the way, if you're still listening to this podcast, we have no idea what the fuck we're talking about at this point.
This is an episode on saving money or what it's like. We got like 5 minutes of juice in there. We did pretty good.
We got some good juice.
Yeah. Anyway, like, just to kind of sum that up, of course, like I think money, it can change people, but also if you have the discipline and the drive to do something greater with yourself and with your funds, I don't think that's a bad thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Way to wrap that up.
Thanks. Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to make the point that if you're out there and you're struggling, you may be sick of hearing this, but it is true. Just keep showing up to wherever you work. If you hate where you work, get a different job.
Yeah.
You can get rich by investing in assets. You don't have to jump into real estate full time. That's actually a bad idea because it takes a long time to build up a good portfolio. If you're new out there and you're struggling with your job and you want to jump into real estate, use heavy caution because it's not what you think it is.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to be a real estate agent or something like that, or think you're going to flip homes or just buy rentals and start making money every month.
Yeah.
It is a great way to make money, but it's not that simple.
Right.
Or it's not that easy.
Right.
It is simple, but I would recommend getting into some trade where you can make a lot of cash and have fun while you're working, but just when you get that cash, then invest it in appropriate assets.
Right.
But don't think that you can, make rentals your job.
Right.
Rentals is what helps you keep your wealth.
Right. That's a good point.
That's all I want to say.
Yeah. And just to kind of like piggyback off that, of course, like a lot of people do struggle, right? A lot of people like just barely make ends meet. My advice would be to find a way to make a little bit more money. Start small.
Yeah.
Right. If you
side hustle.
If you can put $25 into an account every month.
Yeah, you can start as small as you want.
Yeah. Find a way to
start.
Right. I think people get caught up in this, like, the goal is too lofty, thus I will not start.
Got to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. And again, like, we're not wealth professionals. Like, we've struggled most of our lives. We will continue to make decisions that make us struggle sometimes.
I'll give you a good example. I'm starting off fresh with Bitcoin.
Okay.
And now you may think it's too late.
Yep.
I think that sometimes too. But God, I might be, another 10, 20 years from now, I might be like, fuck, could have bought it at $100,000.
You know what's weird? I thought I was too late when it was $30,000.
Yeah, I thought I was too late when I was buying it at $600.
Yep.
I thought for sure because it was like it was pennies. Now it's 600. I'm like, this guy's making a good point. Like, but
okay. It passed 120K this weekend.
Now I'm not purposely going to put my money into Bitcoin. I'm setting up. I've got a new credit card from Gemini, and it gives 1% plus cash back And instead of the cash back, it's just going to build up this Bitcoin account.
Yep.
And it already has. I put like $4,000 on it, paying some laborers for a flip job. But I'm going to try to use that card and my new American Express Delta card just to rack up air miles and Bitcoin. Because I'm going to spend the money anyway, flipping houses, buying materials, that kind of stuff.
We like to use our credit cards as debit cards. And I know you're with me here. Like, yeah. So like when the points
and I do actually, sorry to interrupt you again. I usually just use on personal transactions. I just use my debit card that gives me no benefits.
Nope.
Because I wanted to keep them separate, but I'm going to just start using this Gemini card and just start paying it off purposely like once a week or so.
Yep.
But sorry I interrupted you.
No, that's okay. I think it's a good thing because these companies are offering free money, and this is not a way of endorsing like go just get a credit card. Get a credit card and be responsible for it because there are rewards to be reaped.
There are, but I just love the idea of not having to think about because buying Bitcoin can be a little complicated.
I've made it very easy on mine,
but this is the easiest thing. Just go get a credit card, and it just automatically puts it in a wallet for you.
Yep. As long as you have the discipline to pay your credit card bills.
Oh, yeah. Well, right. Your credit card bills, of course.
You know what I mean, though? But because I mean, we're not endorsing like go spend $20,000 on stuff you don't need just to get a 2% reward. I'm saying like spend the money on the stuff you're using anyway.
You're going to spend money anyway.
You are going to spend that money anyway, but don't go like
so set it up in your favor.
Yep.
Set it up for long-term wins instead of just, if I do have enough, I'm going to buy a bag.
Right.
With my 6 months of rewards.
Yeah. I'm going to put that credit card back to my statement. Yeah. But I buy Bitcoin automatically every single day. And we've talked about that before. I buy like $3 a day. I up it when I start getting more money. So that just
comes out of your account?
Yeah, just automatically. Like I can show you my bank. It's just like...
Does it round up or
something? Debit. No, you just do $2 or $3 of whatever the daily price is.
Oh, okay.
So then it buys at $3 if it's 120. If it buys at $3 at 117, buys at $3 at 95. It just continues to put $3 into this thing.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not a big crypto guy.
Yeah.
At all. Even though I brought up Bonk earlier. It is such a small fraction. Yeah. I just don't want to feel left behind.
I believe in Bitcoin.
But I do at this point.
Yeah. I believe in it. There's real world applications for it, and I think it's going to continue to be more and more of a currency than we realize.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to have something to replace the U.S. dollar eventually.
I thought about taking Bitcoin as payments for GingerSnap too, because you can do that. You can have like Square set up, like you can either pay in Bitcoin or debit. Cool. But I'm like, I don't know if I want to take that risk on stuff yet.
50 Cent did it.
Did he?
Long time ago.
Okay.
Back when Bitcoin was really cheap.
Yeah.
He used to take it on his website.
Nice.
You ever hear about this? Yeah, we'll have to look it up later.
He's a smart businessman. I like 50.
But I mean, this was like when nobody knew what Bitcoin was.
Sure.
But yeah, he used to be able to take it for like CD sales or whatever.
That's awesome.
On his website.
I love it.
As an option.
Sure.
Something like that. All right. We should probably get out of here.
Yeah. Don't forget to go on to our investor community on School.
Or you don't have to.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's the last time I'll pitch it.
It is so hard to find those. That's what pisses me off. You go to the School website and you try to search for it, you will not find it.
Yeah. Tell you what, if you want an invite, reach out to one of us.
Yeah, reach out to one of us. We have to send you an actual link.
Yeah.
But
because it's a private page. It's a private investor page.
But if you want some one-on-one coaching, we do it free every Tuesday at 8:30.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
For the time being. Hopefully when you're hearing this, we are still doing it.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great day. That's all I got.
That's all I got too. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out the Investor Shed podcast. If you enjoyed your time, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Follow along on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at The Investor Shed for shorts and promos about each episode. Do you want to be a guest or know someone who has great real estate investing advice and stories? Reach out to us at theinvestorshed@gmail.com.